we've seen the back of Phillip Schofield, and likely his television career altogether. Now all eyes are on his former bestie Holly Willoughby, after he hinted on his show Castaway that she threw him under a bus, and was brand-orientated. But did his scathing comments backfire? And could he have actually inadvertently paved the way for his nemesis to make a grand return to This Morning? It's a possibility, in our opinion, and wouldn't that be something? And with new reports that Holly and Phil's replacements Cat Deeley and Ben Shepherd's future on the daytime show is not certain, the bookies have recently teased that a former co-star could be making a major comeback. Could it be Holly Willoughby? Cat and Ben officially joined the cast of This Morning last year after Holly Willoughby and Phillip Schofield stepped back, but it appears as though their reign could be coming to an end, after a scandalous few weeks on the show for Cat Deeley. Viewers who previously branded her irritating complained after she said "S" live on air, and in the summer she landed herself in hot water after dancing on the show and joking that she was having a seizure, upsetting epilepsy charities. With that in mind, bookies have now hinted that a familiar face could be returning to the famous blue sofa. And that well might be Holly Willoughby. Coral's John Hill said, Cat Deeley and Ben Shepherd remain odds-on to return to This Morning next year, but the latest odds don't suggest it is certain. And the expert added, the odds have been cut for Holly Willoughby to make an extraordinary return. Following Phillip Schofield's admission to lying about an affair with a young runner on This Morning, Holly Willoughby, who presented the show for an impressive 14 years, continued her role on This Morning, but she later announced her departure, saying at the time she had made the decision for herself and her family. Just days before her announcement, Holly was rushed out of the studio after becoming aware of a plot, which was foiled by cops, to kidnap her. But after a short hiatus, the mum of three returned to TV to host Dancing on Ice alongside Phillip Schofield's replacement Stephen Mulhern. But recently, Holly Willoughby has sparked suspicions of a return to This Morning after she reunited with her ITV co-stars at the National Television Awards. At the glitzy bash, Holly proved that she's still very much in the This Morning fold, as she was spotted chatting to This Morning producer Martin Frizzell. Interesting. She was also reunited with her former colleagues, embracing Dermot O'Leary and Alison Hammond before catching up with current hosts Cat Deeley and Ben Shepherd, who said it was lovely to see Holly at the bash. Talking about her reunion with Holly, Cat Deeley said, "Oh, it was lovely, and we saw each other backstage. She was running one way, I was running the other, we gave each other a big kiss, trying not to trip on our gowns and walk in our high heels." And former colleague Josie Gibson went on to admit that they absolutely adore Holly, and labeled her as one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. Josie also revealed the team miss her terribly. Holly's big night out came as news that she is set to return to ITV to host a reboot of 90s game show, You Bet, with longtime friend Stephen Mulhern, hit the headlines. However, a source said, ITV are very keen to get Holly on more shows. She is and has been for a long time the jewel in their presenting crown, and they hope to meet with her soon to discuss ideas and projects. They've got lots of shows they'd love to involve Holly in, the insider explains. There's even been talk that the door would be open to her if she'd like to consider a return to the This Morning sofa, though that would undoubtedly cause shockwaves. It certainly would. Meanwhile, Holly has spent the majority of the year enjoying quality time with her family, but jetted off to Costa Rica in May to film her new jungle-based reality series with survival expert Bear Grylls, which is set to air on Netflix next year. But there are rumors that Phillip Schofield and his new show Castaway put a spanner in the works, with the timing of the release of the program affecting Holly's big moment, and celebrity PR specialist Kaylee Cornelius predicted Castaway will backfire on Phillip while propelling his former co-host Holly Willoughby into a new wave of success. She said, "There's an argument to be made that Phillip Schofield has strategically timed the release of his new Channel 5 series, Castaway, to spite his former co-star Holly Willoughby. With Holly's new Netflix series with Bear Grylls set to air early next year, this would be around the time we'd expect trailers and snippets to be rolled out to the press and public to start building up hype and excitement." However, Phillip's new series may have jeopardized any promotional plans Netflix had in the pipeline, as Holly's name is now entangled in the negative press and backlash Phil is currently facing. Kaylee continued, "Throughout the series, Phil has made a number of ambiguous digs, which many believe are aimed at Holly. All of these seem carefully designed to provoke her, or damage her brand ahead of what is objectively her biggest solo gig to date. That said, these remarks will likely backfire on Phillip, and may have actually done Holly a huge favor, as fans appear to be rallying behind the former This Morning presenter more than ever, setting Holly up for a new wave of success. Wow. Wouldn't a sofa return be a kick in the teeth for Phillip Schofield? It must have been music to Holly Willoughby's ears when he announced on Cast Away that he's quitting TV. Could Holly now feel that the time is right to make her biggest and most controversial move to date, and snatch back her daytime TV queen crown? With her former co-host Phillip Schofield all neatly packed off and brushed under the carpet, it could well be the ultimate revenge Holly Willoughby has been waiting for. Like and subscribe for more journeys through the blinker hole. For entertainment purposes only.